It's all fun and games until someone loses their heart. Ooh, and their books. Reader friends and book besties, hello, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Erika, aka PaperbackGirly, and today I would love to share with you guys my summer TBR and my summer recommendations that I have for you. I have what feels like a wall of books around me. I literally counted them. We have over 33 total books. I have a little bit of an idea for how I'm going to present these books so it doesn't just seem like a bunch of random recommendations. The first day of summer is June 21st, so I have a little bit of time. I still want to give spring its due diligence. Let me tell you, I don't know what's going on in California right now, but June is glooming. June gloom is real. It has been the gloomiest I have seen California in a long time, like day after day after day after day. And I mean, I'm used to cloudy days, okay? I'm not saying that we never get cloudy days and that we don't get rain, because we do, but it is almost 4 o'clock and the sun just barely came out. Like, I had to deal with the entire day being so gloomy. It makes it harder to like stay motivated to get out of bed in the morning, because it's like, I want to see the sun. I don't want to see a bunch of gray clouds. I'm just so excited to get into this video because it's just going to be bringing me the vibes that I'm looking to see outside. I tried to organize my books as best as I possibly could, so I have it organized by series, by genre, by age demographic, like new adult, YA, regular general fiction. I think I'm going to start off with the series that I'd like to either complete this summer and or think that you would like to maybe get into this summer. We'll start off with a book series that I'm currently in the middle of, and that is the Avalon Bay series. This is by Elle Kennedy, and I'm currently reading Good Girl Complex. Something I'm really loving about these books is that they're set in a little beachy town, a little beachside town called Avalon Bay. I believe it's in Florida, I could be wrong, but it has such great summer vibes and like college summer vibes. Besides the fact that they both take place in the same beachy town, I think that both of these deal with twin brothers. So this book is basically about Cooper, and this book is basically about Cooper's twin brother, Evan. It's not like just about the twin brothers, but I think that's where the companion part comes in. I'm really excited to get into Bad Girl Reputation because I'm enjoying Good Girl Complex, and I would like to see the parallels between the two because it looks like they're two contrasting stories. Good Girl Complex, Bad Girl Reputation, and also we've been getting hints and pieces of the main female character in this book from this book. So I think it'll be nice to get into this summer, and they're kind of fast, easy reads, to be honest. Tessa Bailey's Secretly Yours is actually the first in a sort of companion series. I'm not sure how many there's going to be eventually in the series, but the second book, Unfortunately Yours, is a recent release that just came out, I think yesterday, on the 6th of June. And I'm also going to be seeing her in person for a little author signing event. I'm so excited. I'm gonna be vlogging it, super happy. Stay tuned for the monthly vlog for that. Even though this particular book gives a bit more springtime vibes, I love that it takes place, for the most part, in a winery setting, at a Napa Valley winery. And I feel like summer is just the time where you're able to have those free moments to go do things like that. I feel like Tessa Bailey's books bring an atmospheric vibe that is good to bring with you, whether that's to the beach, to the park, on a road trip, whatever your summer endeavors are. I feel like Tessa Bailey books will be a good book to have to sort of fill in those time gaps in between your adventures. I really did like this book. It was a solid, I believe, 3.5, 4 stars, which doesn't sound the best, but I feel like there were excellent points in this book, and it was very spicy in a very good way. Okay, I'm here for it, Tessa. But I'm very happy and excited to get into her next book. For the author signing, I had to buy the book to get the ticket. I didn't want to purchase it yesterday, so this Saturday I'll be going to go pick it up. We will see how that all goes, because it's actually the first time since I was very young that I would be going to an author signing. On that same note, since we are already talking about Tessa Bailey, I would love to dabble in this little companion series, Hook, Line, and Sinker, and It Happened One Summer. I think this one's the first one, this one's the second one. I've heard that this gives off like Schitt's Creek vibes. I haven't watched that show, but I really want to. I'm excited just to see what I think about these books, and so these will be on my summer TBR. Continuing on with some more series that I would like to dabble in, I would really like to dabble in the One in Rome companion companion novel series. I forget the second book's name, but I know it just came out recently. And so this summer I would love to dabble in this. It's a short read, so I feel like this would be a great book to take with me to the pool, to the beach while I'm tanning. I could see myself going in the morning to the beach and just tanning all day and just taking this with me and reading it and finishing it. I'm very open-minded towards closed-door romances. I think that closed-door romances are just a lot more cute and less superficial. Like, I just think being able to focus more on the actual connection relationship between two characters rather than like that physical sexual chemistry really just like opens your eyes to how beautiful love is. And it's not that it can't be beautiful with all that other stuff, but just all the other stuff is fluff. Okay. The next two series are actually going to be recommendations that I have for you, and also books that I plan to continue on and read. Mile High and The Right Move. Now these books are chunky and they are on Kindle Unlimited if that adds a bit of incentive, but these books pack such an amazing punch, and if you're gonna read it at any time, read it now, okay? Read it for summer. These follow two amazing female main characters. This one follows Stevie, this one follows Indy. They're both best friends. This one is like best friend's brother. This one is like I don't want to say workplace romance, but somewhat workplace romance in a way. Hockey player romance. She's the flight attendant for the NHL hockey team that the main male character plays for. Oh, they're just so great. They're literally some of my favorite books of all time. I rated them both 5 out of 5 stars. Chef's kiss. I believe there's going to be more in this series too, coming out later on in the year, so it's great to get a little head start on it now. And what better time than summer, because you're gonna have hopefully extra time to dedicate to bigger books that will offer a bigger payout at the end. Okay, please go read these books. They're amazing. They're amazing. I would love to hear more people raving about these books. I know it's kind of just like getting traction now and like some people are reading it, but I don't hear many people talking about it. I need more people talking about Mile High and The Right Move. Another series that I think it would just be great for summertime, whether to start or continue, is the Magnolia Parks universe. Daisy hates the first book is over there somewhere, but this is a 4-book series. I think there's going to be more, but this is a current 4-book series that will draw you in from page 1. If you love just enthralling romances that you just want the two main characters to get together so bad and figure things out, these are the ones for you. I've only read Magnolia Parks so far, and so I'm very excited to get to Daisy Hates and the second Magnolia Parks books. I think that dedicating some time to this summer will be just what I need to escape into this world, into this friend group, into this bougie environment. It does get a little redundant with all of like the name dropping of clothes and items that I've never heard of and probably will never wear. But I'm here for it because the vibes. I'm here for the vibes, and I feel like there's such carefree vibes in here. The characters in this book have no other cares except for their interpersonal relationships. It's like a soap opera in the best way possible. So this next stack of books are books that I just think will give off great summer vibes. They take place on the water. Oh, as I'm looking at it, I think Happy Place should definitely be in this pile. They take place on the beach. They take place during summer. Maybe they're just giving off summer vibes. So the first one is Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I've heard tons of people talking about this book, and I wanted to read this earlier on in the year, but I heard right after I read it that this is very seemingly similar to Love and Other Words, and so I figured I would take just a couple months in between my read of Love and Other Words and this one to sort of give this one its due diligence. Haven't read a Carly Fortune yet, and I do know that she just released Meet Me at the Lake, and that one having mixed reviews and this one having mixed reviews. I am a little hesitant, but I'm also very open-minded. Pretend You're Mine by Lucy Score. I mean, first of all, I had to just add this because look at the cover. I think I'm gonna like it. I'm hoping I'm gonna like it. Typically, whenever I read the back of Lucy Score books, I'm not instantly hooked. I wasn't instantly hooked on Things We Never Got Over or Things We Hide from the Light, like whenever I read the back of it, but this one seems very, 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 very interesting. This is about like a military military man, and like a feisty woman, and there's a bit of fake dating going on. I don't know, I haven't gotten into Lucy's Score yet, and I think rather than jumping right into a book that would be, or that is super hyped right now, I think it would be in my best interest to sort of dabble in a book that doesn't maybe have as much hype. But I know some of her older, like her backlist is being republished and the covers are just gorgeous, so I had to get this one. Besides this Emily Henry book, I do have two other Emily Henry books, and that is People We Meet on Vacation and Beach Read. These two books are definitely on my summer TBR this year. This one, I know it's a classic. I don't know why I haven't read this yet. I've had this on my TBR for years, for a very long time, since back in the day whenever I saw it hyped up so much on Book Talk and BookTube. Then People We Meet on Vacation is another book that I had in the back of my mind but never purchased, and I purchased this whenever I did my San Diego County Little Book Crawl video thing. I got this from the UCSD bookstore, and that was super fun, and that is where all these like extra little pieces are coming from, because I just wanted to keep it. Still have my little bookmark, San Diego County Book Crawl bookmark, and my receipt in here for the memories. I had a phenomenal experience reading Happy Place, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna have the same experience reading these two. I've heard, I think I just listened to today that Allie from Just Allie said that Happy Place is literally her highest rated book on Goodreads out of all of her books. So we will see how this works out for us, but I mean, I can't not read these during the summer. I can't not read them. Drunk on Love by Jasmine Guillory is on my summer TBR this year because I read Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. I said earlier that that took place at a Napa Valley winery. This also takes place at a Napa Valley winery. So I just feel like having that atmospheric vibe will be a nice little touch for this summer. I love going to wineries, probably one of my favorite things to do. Would really like to give Jasmine Guillory another chance. I tried to read one of her holiday books last year, didn't really work out for me, but I just think, first of all, look at that. That is so cute. They're like little hearts. Oh, I just read something a little spicy. I'm going to put that down, but we will be picking that up for summer. Don't go away yet. Right here I have two different genres, and the first one would be thriller picks. These are just whenever you want a fast read. Sometimes you just gotta switch up your read a little bit. You want a little mystery, maybe you want a little suspense, okay? A Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy. These books, you can read them so fast, okay? You can read them so fast, and like you want to. Like, it's not like you're just reading it and you're just consuming pages. Like, you want to read them so fast. You want to know what's going on. I've heard some unpopular opinions from a couple different people that say these aren't their favorite books, and I get it, I understand it. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but don't knock it till you try it, okay? I think that everyone, I don't know what the best way to read it is, because my personal experience is that I read Killjoy before I read the first book. But I've heard that if you read it, you know, normal way that it was released, that it's also a good experience, and that this means a lot more. I don't know. I just really liked reading this one first because it made me understand why the main character wanted to tackle what happens in the first book. It made the first book make sense for me, at least. So the rest of the series is definitely on my summer TBR. It's gonna be on my radar. I want to get it done. Another sort of suspenseful thriller book that would be great to put on your summer TBR would be Verity by Colleen Hoover. Coincidentally enough, if you haven't read this book, I think it's time. I think it's time, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, you can read this during spooky season. You can definitely read this because it is a spookier book. It definitely chills you a little bit. It leaves you on your toes. And there's a whole Reddit page. There's a whole cult following for whether you're team manuscript or team letter. I still don't know what I am, and I have the collector's edition. I think I might give the collector's edition a reread this summer, if not this fall, because it has the new chapter. But originally, I believe I was team letter. But I get team manuscript. I don't know. It's jarring. It's jarring. I then have two fantasy picks that I may or may not honestly get to this summer, but I would like to maybe give these two books a try. A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross is a book that I actually saw really great reviews on Goodreads, and that's why I picked it up. Also, I believe a newer release, but what's holding me back from this one is not only the length, but the length of the chapters, okay? But with longer chapters, you get through the book faster. I don't know. The second book though is The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. And I bought this book originally because, I mean, look at this, look at the beautiful sides. I honestly don't know why I didn't buy the ones that they had for Under the Whispering Door. I should have. Barnes & Noble rarely does sprayed edges, and I think they're starting to bring it back now a little bit. I really would just like to see what this book is about. This was a book that was really hyped up on Book Talk in BookTube for a minute. I haven't heard too many people talking about it, but I know it's like a book that people are just like, it's like a rite of passage. You gotta read it. I don't know why you haven't read it yet. So I think I'm gonna put it on my summer TBR. I'm not really sure what this is about, but I heard it gives like Studio Ghibli vibes. Or Studio Ghibli vibes. Okay, next little batch of books are going to be YA books, and I only have a couple. I have first on my TBR this summer for sure is The Summer of Broken Rules. This is by K.A. Walther, and I just heard amazing things about it. It looks gorgeous. It's probably one of the more prettier books that I own. I know this takes place at a family vacation in Martha's Vineyard, and I think also they play like a game of assassin, which sounds so cool. Like, how fun, how cool is your family? You guys are out there playing assassin. I honestly haven't even heard about that since high school, and so I'm very excited to see how I like this one. I think it'll be such a great vibe. Oh, look, that's cool. It's all fun and games until someone loses their heart. Oop, and their books. These two are, I think, a part of a companion series. These are throwback books. I have never read them before, but I have read books from this author. This author has a special place in my heart. This author is known for probably some of the best summer camp vibes that I've ever gotten from a book series, from her Camp Confidential series. And so I wanted to see what this book would be about. It's called Summer Confidential, and I want to say that it's like a summer camp in Hawaii, and I think they're in high school. But they're smaller reads, and I definitely think that this will be another great beachy book read that is right up my alley. Then I have A Midsummer's Nightmare. This is by Kody Keplinger, and this is also the same author that wrote The Designated Ugly Fat Friend, The Duff. If you guys have seen that movie or read those books, this just brings back so many memories and so much nostalgia for me, because I remember going to the bookstore or the library and seeing books with like this cover. I think he used to have a different cover. If you haven't subscribed to me for a little bit, you may or may not know I'm currently in my reread of the Seabree series. This is by Abby Glines. I just grabbed the first 3 books of the series, but it is a 11 book series that follows a group of friends and their adventures, I guess, or their lives as they live in this little like beachy Alabama coastal town. And I'm just very excited to get to these this summer, and I've been having a great time with my reread. The first book read a little bit young for me. It wasn't my favorite, but the second book was a 4 out of 5 star read for me, which is pretty solid because I read these books whenever I was younger. And so if I'm still feeling, you know, rather compelled to rate it highly as an adult, I'm here for that. The next book that I'm to read is While It Lasts, and this follows Cage and Ava. And we just met Cage in the second book because of Blau. I just love books that just like build on each other like that. The last books that I have for you guys are literary fiction books that I either want to get to or have read and think they would be great to add to your own personal summer TBR. The first 2 books that I have to recommend are Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm definitely going to be giving this a reread this summer. If you guys know, or maybe you don't know, all of Taylor Jenkins Reid's books are like a big universe. A lot of the books have overlapping characters. Like you see Mick Riva, I hear, in Carrie Soto Is Back, and he's also in The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. He's one of the 7 husbands. First of all, I love that about her writing. It's like a whole universe that she decides to create. We also see Mick Riva in Daisy Jones and the Six. This is definitely the perfect summer read. It follows Mick Riva's kids and like this big house party that they throw. I don't want to spoil it, but a lot of stuff happens. What's so amazing about this book is that it literally takes place within 24 hours. Like there's an actual timeline that you're following. It reminds you of what time it is of the day. I think that time is personified, allows you to just like really immerse yourself into the book and almost feel like you're there. It's almost like if you were to watch a movie and I love that about Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing. I'd really like to get to Hemingway's Girl. This is by, coincidentally, Erika Robuck. I bought this book whenever I was really, really young. I don't know why. Oh, I think I bought it because her name was Erika, but this is about, I don't even know what it's about. This is like Depression era, World War I. It follows a girl who's like the maid for Ernest Hemingway, and I don't know, we will see. But it's on my TBR, and it takes place in like Cuba, I believe. Cuba is a very tropical environment, has a very tropical climate, tons of beaches and whatnot. So I think this will offer some summer vibes, but this is definitely in my literary fiction pile. I don't really expect this to be like summer. I expect this to be a bit more of a profound, slightly romantic story. Exit West by Mohsin Hamid is a book that I read back in the day, a couple years ago now, I want to say. Whenever I was in college, I read this for a literature class, and I was actually very surprised by what happens in this book. It definitely gives like a romantic literary fiction, magical realism type vibe. There's like a portal element to it where they go through these doors and it takes them to a completely different place, but they're also running from their home. So Nadia and Saeed are like fleeing their home. There's like a huge civil war that's happening, and so in order to be safe and in order to stay away from all the violence, they meet somebody that tells them that they can help them. The person that helps them sends them through a portal, and then they end up going through all these different portals. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting story, but I feel like I've never read anything like this before. It's such a realistic but also non-realistic story, and I think that's what's so enthralling about it, because it's like, because it's so hyper-realistic or seemingly hyper-realistic, because of these like portal elements to it, it's like, whoa, like, I don't know, it gives like future vibes, like Ready Player One, put on the VR headset and like an AR element, AR VR element, kind of like the Apple headphones or Apple headset that just came out that I keep seeing on literally every single ad. Anytime I watch a YouTube ad, I see this AR VR headset. I don't know why it reminded me of this. I'd really love to give Mary Jane by Jessica Anya Blau a shot this summer. I've heard that this gives from multiple different YouTubers. This is more like a literary fiction vibe, but I think literary fiction is a beautiful genre. I think that it's a genre that, I don't want to say slept on, but underappreciated sometimes, because genre fiction is like what people are looking for. If like you know you like romance, you're gonna get romance. If you know you like suspense or mystery, you're gonna go get mystery. But like with literary fiction, there's so many different elements, and like you become, I don't want to say you become a better person after you read it, but like I think the whole premise of literary fiction is that it's profound. It's like a little bit, it has more of a message than just regular genre fiction. And so I think I'm very excited to see what that means in terms of Mary Jane. I think this follows a young girl who like goes to babysit for a family that's a little bit more unconventional, or maybe unconventional compared to her own family. And like she finds herself learning implicitly through them. And then The Guncle. I would love to read The Guncle this summer. I have no idea what this book's about, and I don't know if it's giving literary fiction, I don't know if it's giving rom-com, I don't know if it's giving comedy, I don't know if it's just giving family, who knows, we will see. But The Guncle is on my summer TBR. I have 2 honorable mentions. These are books that I could see myself like bringing to the beach with me. Ghosts by Dolly Alderton and My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Tessa Moshfegh. Would love to go into these books very blindly. That is like my favorite way to go into books. I think that this is about a girl who gets ghosted, and I think this is about a girl who, I have no idea. All I saw was 2000s, Upper East Side. She's happy, but she doesn't know why she's not. I don't know. We will see. I think, again, literary fiction allows me to like get up here. You like put yourself in the character's shoes with literary fiction. I would do the typical like hold the books up thing, but I don't know with 30 books if I can do that. Number 1. Should I try it? No, I don't want to try it. I have over 33 books on my summer TBR, and I hope I can get through them. We will see how that goes. Some of these were indeed recommendations, but I do have over 20 books on my summer TBR this year. Thank God I'm still on my book buying ban, because I've been seeing books that I want to buy or that I would really like to go out and buy, but I've been strong. So I think I'm gonna go on my book buying ban for like 1 more month. I think the entire month of June should be another book buying ban month. These are all the books that we just went through together, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like or subscribe if you're not subscribed already. What are you reading this summer? Are you gonna be adding any of these books to your summer TBR? And if so, which ones? I will see you guys in my next video, which should be my 24-hour readathon video. And after that, I have some exciting content coming up, okay? So stay tuned for all that. I will see you guys very soon in my next videos. Peace.